Let's begin and see what happens. Forced asteroids, first beacon? No? Okay. Layout is... What the fuck is this? I've never seen this before. So we are actually forced in this nearby sun. And if there are other beacons here, we are forced there. I actually don't think we can go here as well. This is so annoying. Now, we have to be here at 3. This can be 4. But we have to be here at 3. So I think it's this, backtrack, go here, and then we can go here. Ah, it's like so fucking bad. Because no point going here. And I mean... So it's here, backtrack here, and then we continue like this and hope they're not garbage beacons. Like already this beacon cold killed me. This is so fucking garbage. Like, my fucking god. Maybe we die in this beacon, so it doesn't even matter. Okay, outpost is pretty good as long as we don't miss every shot. Like, if this is Artemis, the FA will stay online anyway. Like, this is a... It's an outpost, but it's a pretty bad one. Not drones, though. Ah, fuck. Whatever, we don't have to fix now. Send this guy. Unless we can get a weapon buffer. It can help in the solar flare. Probably. I don't know. This layout in the tournament. I mean, in the tournament, everyone will have this layout, so... it's shit for everyone. It's actually better because it makes sure that both of you are going in the same beacons. So it's garbage, but the same amount of garbage for both of you. You lose a lot of time thinking about the layout, and it's actually very likely to move on and be fucked because you don't realize how garbage the layout is. Yes, that can happen for sure. Tournament. There was a tournament a few months ago that used some sort of formula that took into account time to complete the run and the score. Let's see. Not a great one. We can tank that one because it's not a good spot, and we clock this one. If we hit both the shots, we should be fine. Okay, but now we have to deal with the stupid solar flare. This fire is so stupid. Like, are you fucking kidding me? More drones. Of course they have a buffer point now. Survive was 1 hit. Jeez. Okay. At least we are getting fights. They're not good fights, but we are getting fights. %, by the way. Yeah, if you go the wrong way, you're dead. There is no fucking way you survive if you go the wrong way in this layout. I think this is literally the worst sector layout I've ever seen in literally, I don't know, ever. Worst asteroids? Yep. Fantastic. I don't know. I mean, the only thing that I can really do is get a clock in level 2. It delays everything so much though. I'm already a 16 hull. I feel like I have to though. Oh my god. Locking ship. No, but it's a pretty bad one. Even Akin. Jesus fucking Christ. I don't know. We are so behind. Jump and return. I mean, you won't have enough anyway. I might buy the burst one and repair as much as possible though. My god. Can you have defensive drones, please? Oh, you can't. Like, it's not just the layout, like, the fights are so bad as well. Like, heavy mini beam drone. With a system repair drone, so I know for sure the drone also have a buffer point. Because like with the setup I can deal 2 damage to weapons or 2 damage to drones. I can't get both of them down. And with a system repair drone, they're repairing everything in 2 seconds anyway. This sort of runs where people look at when they say Stealth A is a bad ship. Yeah, one run every 5k hours of gameplay. Yeah, sure. Outpost is good, and it's only the missile. Like, to be fair, the fights were very valuable, considering that we got very few fights. we got lucky that many of them, like, very few jumps. We got lucky that many of them were actual fights. Unfortunately, they were bad. Jesus. Ah, fuck. So here. More scrap and more stores, but more Azure the beacons. Or go a bit safer in the nebula, but risk getting way less scrap and no stores. It's very close, honestly, because I mean, okay, Rock Sector is better unless you get forced into Hazard beacons depending on the layout. Uncharted, you have scanners. But I mean, for scrap and store, Rock Sector is still better. I don't know, honestly. It's very, very close. There is the potential mine, sure, but again, with scanners, we can try to avoid the white beacon. And even if we end up there, it's a 25%. Also, we got an Angie, so even if we lose one crew member, it's bad, but not a big deal. I mean, we have 2 red sectors after Sector 2 anyway. Like, going Uncharted to be safer, it's not necessarily the right play, because if I go Uncharted, it's way more likely to leave the sector without shields. And then we might be fucked Sector 3 anyway. If I go Rock, the sector is a bit more dangerous, but it's more likely to get out of there with shields. Uncharted for Green Sector 4. I mean, Green Sector 4 are already too late. If we don't get the shields now, then it's too late already. Like, it's one of those spots where you can't play around everything. Like, again, Uncharted Sector, it's technically a bit safer, but actually, to be fair, in Uncharted Sector, it's more likely to find ships with drones. Which are one of the biggest problems for stealth ships. In rock sectors, the normal ships are fine. It's mostly just the hazard beacons. And unless they're forced, we can move around them. The main problem in rock sector is missiles and all resist. It's good if enemies have missiles. Like, we have no shields. If they have missiles, it's better. So it's a good thing for us. And the resists are not a big deal because, sure, they're not taking whole damage, but the systems are going down. So it doesn't really matter. Like, literally, I have... almost everything is positive for Rock Sector. The only negatives are forced hazard beacons that are quite rare, and the mine event that it's even rarer. Like, finding the event and roll the 25%. But I mean, we have stores, we have better scrap, we have overall better fights because it's less likely to find drone ships. I'm pretty sure Rock is just better in the spot. I'm gonna follow Vertigo. I'm going Rock. Hey, Sergio. Early store is not great. I really want to play this burst one, but with an early store, maybe I can be a bit greedy and avoid. First of all, I'm gonna rock, you're just never going to Uncharted if you don't have to. I mean, Uncharted is better than certain sectors. It depends on the spot. I just think in this spot, a rock is better. Like, every time it's situational, what's better. Another 90%, perfect. Just say Nebulas without scanners because they're not when the Lion Storm properly. I mean, there is no real way to handle Ion Storms. You just try to get an odd number of power bars if you can, so you actually getting the additional one, because it always rounds up in the Ion Storms. So having an odd number of power bars is good. Having a battery is good because you're actually getting two power bars that are not affected by the Ion Storm. Then I mean, it kind of depends on the ship. Instead, with certain ships, it's just bad to go into Ion Storms early. An example is NGA. NGA is very, very bad in Ion Storms early. You need all your power for the weapon, the drone. Like, you can use your power to fire the Ion Blast, then remove the Ion Blast and power up the drone, but then shields are not always down, you can't Ion weapons, so yeah, Ion Storms can be pretty bad for NGA, for example. I'm being a bit greedy not upgrading for the burst one, but there is a store nearby and I really want shields. Yeah, this is a very, very bad fight for not having that burst one online. Why is my clocking shit? Please. I took so many hits with that fucking 90%. Ah, fuck, the other store is there. Fuck this game. There is no way I can get shields. Like, I need 54 scrap in like 2 beacons. Unless we roll... Like, this could even be in the mine. Not even hacking. Fuck me. I mean, we are going there for the repairs and then we upgrade the weapon, sure. Got there, repair, upgrade weapons. And now let's continue like this. Okay, they had no systems. Sell Berserker for hacking, it's not worth it. Okay. At least we can get some scrap here. Hey JFK, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. 3 months. Maybe we can try to biokill this. It's very unlikely though. I'm on board. Nice. Sort of. One, two, three, four. Next is double red. If you roll a rebel sector, you're probably dead. Should probably do this actually. Missed so much. Okay. It's too unlikely to biokill here. Medbay, dangerous weapons. Blocking 100% dodge. I mean, I think it's fine as it is. It's just that, like, it's still pretty good, even if when it's not 100%. I'm not confident in going for biokills against this kind of ships. So, potential mine. Okay. Potentially worth. Potentially, yes. I feel like it's more likely to miss the shots and not being able to, because so they have still a 10% chance to it. But what's their chance to avoid my shots? I think it's higher than that. I don't know. It's definitely a consideration in certain spots. Hey, Operas. Okay, Manta's a rebel. Rebel is very fucking dangerous. If we go there, we might easily die. I think I have to go Mantis. Sector 4 is kind of the same. But if we go for this green sector, we have only reds. I mean, if we stabilize though, like, if we get shields and hacking, we are fine. But we are very far from getting both of them. Rebel sector though is just more likely to find ships with drones and hazard beacons and stuff. Can the ship dive in early sectors? Does it need shields? I mean, it depends what you mean with can. Can you? Sure. Is it safe? No. Like, any ship can dive. Like, it's better than some ships and worse than others. Like, diving early game, it's never safe. It doesn't matter what you're playing. It doesn't matter how lucky you got with your stuff. Diving early game is never safe. Let's see how garbage this is. Like, this would have been an easy bio kill. Instead, I don't think we can. We have to end the fight as soon as possible. So we're jumping with no clocking. I could go in the empty beacon first. I mean, as long as they don't have super fast weapon, I think we can clock anyway. And my volley should still be faster than most of them. We are behind with scrap. Of course. Okay. We have nothing that we can sell, right? Just scanners. So we need more scrap. Let's get more oxygen because we are removing oxygen during the fight. I want 80% at least. Probably 90. 73 damage from the solar flare. I mean, yes, also because without shields, it's difficult to stabilize in the solar flare. Like, we can take... It's not even just the damage. We might not even be able to deal with the fire. Like, for example, the solar flare that we were forced on before, like... Even with 3 humans in weapons, it almost killed all of them, and he brought weapons down, despite having the buffer point. Like, okay, they remained at 1, but still... Like, it's very, very bad to tank solar... Like, solar flares are probably the worst events without... The worst hazard with no shields. Okay, asteroids could be worse, but it kinda depends. Like, asteroids are worse if they get fires when they hit. And again, it also depends where. They should repair those two systems. Are you fucking kidding me? We can sell scanner for it. Ah, fuck. Do we do it? I think we have to. So remember to go here and skip this one. It's just so annoying because it's for to scrap. Only one store in the sector. It's one for sure and the 50-50 for a second one. But it's very, very unlikely to get the second one. Because of one, the layout, and then it's a 50-50. So I would say the chances of getting the second store based on it's a 50-50 to be there at all, and the chances to get it, because we have to skip the entire area up there. So I would say it's about 20% to get a second store. What if we go for hacking first and keep the scanners then? It's a bit greedy, but it might be fine. I don't know. Greed is good. I mean, if I do it, it's not because I'm greedy. If I do it, it's because I think it's the best to play. Because right now I have 4 shots plus the mini beam. Next sector we can get 3 shield ships. So next sector, I mean, we can deal damage, but it's barely. Ever won a shieldless run? No, I only tried it once, and we had garbage weapons. I never really... Like, I tried it only once, just because it was a challenge. I never really attempted it seriously multiple times. I mean, if you do it with the good ships, it shouldn't be that difficult. You just need the good stuff. Like, you want a, like, usually you want a one-shot setup or almost or close to it for the shieldless run. The only time I attempted it, I had garbage weapons, so we had not enough damage to kill the flagship before I got destroyed. Like, I can better. Shields is safer. Is it? Try to think what are the bad fights that we can get. I mean, Shields is better against drones. Because sure, I can hack drones, but eventually they will come back. Shield Duck though helps a lot in keeping weapons down, so between the clocking and the... I don't know. I can knock out drones. Yeah, for the first 10 seconds. But let's assume you find a ship with 3 shields and drones. You have to hack shields. You can split the damage on, like, besides the mini beam, you have to either focus drones or weapons, so they will have still something up. But I mean, a 3 shield ship without hacking, it's still a problem though. Yeah, I mean, the reason why I'm considering hacking over shields is because obviously shields will always be there as long as they have systems. Like, it's an argument for going for one, or like, it's another thing, but it's not just that. Because like, will you rather play a run without hacking or without shields? Obviously, it's easier if you play without hacking than without shields. So, but yes, obviously hacking it's more like, I will go for shields here. The only reason I'm considering hacking is because for shields I have to sell scanner as well, and scanner can help a lot in one, getting more scrap so that I can afford shield the next store, and I don't know, avoiding garbage beacons as well in general, especially in a Mantis sector that can have many empty beacons. I don't know, I'm going for hacking, but I'm not entirely convinced. And I need this level 2. We really need a lot of scrap though. Can't risk that. Ah, you bitch. Let's fire everything at the same time at least. Okay, good. Yeah, hacking was way better than shields in this spot, for example. Shields was better than hacking there. Was it? Maybe it wasn't. So we don't have clocking immediately if this is a fight. Not a fight. 1, 2, 3, 4. We lose one beacon, but we can't do anything about that. But yeah, no second store as expected. It's possible that it's up here, but again, we were not exploring that area. Cannot run solar flares. I mean, yes, because of the hacking. Otherwise, no. And I mean, for now, we can. Later on, and especially if you find a clocking ship, you cannot run them. Just because it's shieldless. Because it's a bad fight, but it's shieldless, so... Level 3 as well. Always take hacking. I don't know. Like, it's so hard to lose when you, like... I don't think you ever lose when you get shields. With hacking, you're kinda gambling. Because sure, in most fights you're fine anyway. But usually stealth A, and even stealth C, once you get shields, you're fine regardless. And I mean, we still have 4 shots plus mini beam. It's decent for the mid game, even without hacking. Like, I'm pretty sure if I had the scrap for shields, I will go for shields. We're not hacking here. A bit greedy, but I think it's fine. With a weapon I can clock. I mean, they can have clocking, they can have drones, you might be forced into hazard beacons. Like, on normal fights like this, sure, it's perfectly fine. Also Zoltan shields. Like, I'm talking about all the ships that have another layer of defense that can fuck you up. I don't know. Of course, another... I mean, it was less than 90%, but... I'm being a bit greedy with my drone parts. But I mean... I'm being greedy relying on a 90% evasion. Okay, I don't know how much it was with the... Is this actually a bio kill? I mean, it's possible, let's wait. Bad runs plus bad weapons. Also, stuff like intruders, weapons hacking, that can fuck you up. Like, yeah, that's my main concern because, I mean, sure, like hacking can help even more than shields in certain spots. It's just that already with shields 1, engines 4, and clocking level 2, you can kind of run away from anything. Even if it's very garbage, you can run away from anything. With hacking though, like for example, clocking ships and Zoltan shields, stuff like that, they can, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit more vulnerable. Oxygen is level 2. So there is a chance of the fire spreading before destroying oxygen. I mean, it's never fucking happening. Might as well get the training. So next sector, I don't even remember actually. I mean... Well, I'm selling them now. Full sector, 0 FABs. I mean, we got a lot of fights. This was a very good sector. Okay, Mantis. No scanners in Mantis sectors that have many empty beacons. Fuck. I mean, we have an Angie. Will be fuel request. Beam weapon. Get that. I mean, the good thing now is that we only need scrap. So that's good. Just scrap. I'll be greedy here and I won't attack. Ever surgery taken down for Zoltan sector in vanilla? Yes, it's rare, but there are some spots. Like Rock Sector if you have a very low crew, especially if you have only one crew member. Rare, but hey, possible. What else? Ooh, nice. Like, if you really want a store and your ship is very, very good, you might go there instead of another sector that doesn't have two guaranteed stores. If you're build with ions, you can. Even if you have all that, it's still bad to go there because you're still delaying the normal shields ion stacking. That's how bad going into a Zoltan sector is. Even if you have the perfect ship for it, it's still bad. But yeah, Zoltan sectors are bad. For this. We could attempt a biokill. Wait, and going to Unix Zoltan side. I mean, in multiverse, you can do kind of whatever for that. Like, okay, I think that they did like. 1 second. Like in multiverse, you can go kinda wherever. It doesn't matter that much, and because even sectors that are usually very easy in vanilla, like Mantis sector, they can be bad in multiverse due to the fire is technically bad, but it's fine. Let's bias wipe them to death, even if it's not necessary. Stun bomb. Sure. Bias wipe. It's very easy to bias wipe with the mini beam. It's way more difficult with the other ones. I think it's okay. Like, I attack shields when they have 3 shields. As long as they have 2, we can go for weapons hack. Don't you fucking dare. A buffer point is fine. Yeah, classic Mantis sectors. Okay. Yeah, but having the store here fucked my... I guess we can go like this. It's 4. Shit, this is such a bad fight because we have to clock the Abyss, and we have to go for this. Hmm. 3 damage at least, okay. Sure. I actually like Bios wiping with Pike, with Zoltan B. Because when you get the good timing, you can just auto fire. Nice ship. Surprise is going there since there is less oxygen. Very good. Okay, this is very, very good. We are kind of lucky that we got the horrible Sector 1 layout with this ship. The time to get out in the first place can be hard. You have to try a few times and then you can just auto fire. Yes. Dangerous sector, but I mean, she'll be okay. Six fuel though. I think that was a bit late, but I'm not sure. I was thinking about putting on YouTube one of the fights where you go for the auto fire Bios wipe with Zoltan B using the because it was a little bit interesting since yeah, it was a missile ship, but you could keep their missile down, just spamming ion blast shots there, and in the meantime you're bio killing everyone. Simply auto firing. You don't have to do anything. I might put it one, especially since it's a few days that we have easy runs, and I don't have anything that I can upload. For fuel, we have to take surrenders for fuel. Annoying. I have to swipe here, so we move the Mantis away. They first sector. Yeah, I don't know, that sector was... It's definitely the worst layout I've ever seen. Jesus, that's so much scrap. Like... Horrible layout, 4 beacons. Many drone fights as well. I wasn't sure official dark weapons or drones. But I mean, it's a fire drone. If it was combat drone, beam drone, or especially double combat drone, and definitely hacking drones, obviously. Because Multiverse is trying to balance elite ships by giving them interesting weaknesses. Would you potentially play them then? I mean, I don't know. It depends if they're interesting to play. I skip them because, like, they're just overpowered ships at the moment, so what's the point? I wish Multiverse had way less ships. Like, I think it will be way more interesting if they had, like, even 30 to 40 ships, but every single one it's very, very, very unique. Because there are a few ships that are actually pretty cool and unique, but unfortunately most of them are just basic ships with just different weapons. And don't get me wrong, Vanilla is like that as well. Most ships are just very basic and they just have different weapons. But considering how many cool things there are in the mod, I wish they were completely unique. Not even knocking here. Because it will be even more interesting actually attempting win streaking there and something like that. Like, obviously there is... The problem with win streaking there is also that the game gets updated too often, so it will be kinda pointless. Getting a streak now or in 2 patches, the game is just different, so it has kinda no meaning. Because one of my ideas was to try out every ship and eventually play just the bad ones or the interesting ones and avoid the others. Then we have to Akada to clock this. I wanted to clock the Heavy Iron, but doesn't matter. Also, we got fuel, I didn't even realize. Okay. Engine strained. Let's get the piloting up. The problem with it is that it's a lot harder to track everything on the pause because there is... I mean, yes, but I don't mind it. Like, it gets... Like, I think it's mostly fine. It gets problematic mostly when you go into the ancient sectors. Playing those sectors effectively, I don't know why I wasn't ready with my volley. I deserve all this damage. Never punished. Should have been 4 damage. that I avoided just because I'm lucky. I don't know, whatever. Let's pay attention to this. I mean, we're in a good spot, but we should probably keep paying attention to the game. But yeah, I don't mind. I actually like a lot the playing multiverse in a pause. My favorite thing is the crew abilities, having to deal with them. Okay, there are a few things that are pretty horrible on Opos, especially dealing with like spiders and stuff. Spiders are just very bad. We can do this. We want to remove that thing. Very good. Actually, I can let them ion shields now. Let's likely ion weapons. I mean, sure. 60 scrap. I'll take it. No stores. Here we go. Yes. Do we have the other Nebula beacon? Jesus Christ. I have to hack shields though. Dodge one. Forgot this guy. I started around with this ship yesterday, was having a hard time getting started without shields. The first upgrade that you really want with this ship usually it's get weapons level 3 because you're not really taking advantage of it because you don't have, like, you need only 2 weapon power. But essentially if you take a random damage in weapons, your weapons are still online, so it's additional protection on your weapons. Okay, doing this with 3 shots. Fuck, it's hard. Do I fire 4 shots anyway and whatever? We'll go with the yak. That was so bad. Firing, like, right now I wish I was playing with pause so I can easily fire the 3 shots. Nah, they're... I can't. It's so fucking hard. Yeah, I don't know, whatever. I think it's a dive even if I go here. It's too close and I mean it's not worth the risk anyway. My day is fine as usual. No sensors, no. That's a bit too much. Civilian, definitely. I really want another weapon. Albert is the best one. Forget the hacking. In case of 4 shields. We have to be careful with fuel as well. Probably check how many power bars I have. Let's go to 17. We are looking for a store, so... You know what? Sure. 1, 2, 3. Don't be for fuel request. Well, that's a no anyway. Jesus Christ, okay. Hull beam. Not worth it. Only 3 fuel, obviously. Drone recovery, combat drone. I mean, why the fuck not? We have 6 crew members, we don't really need mind control. It's just additional damage. Easier to remove Zoltan Shields phase 3 as well. Isn't the whole beam better? Better than what? Then going for the drones? I don't think so. If it was on top of my actual weapons, yes, but considering I have to remove one of my weapons, I don't think so. Like, it's better than the burst laser one, but I don't think it's worth the switch. Like, drones is also the problem with going for the... Okay, if you go for the hull beam, you have to play dual laser, hull beam, mini beam. So you deal damage with the first attack, and then assuming it's a ship with okay, even if shields and weapons are close, let's take into account for shield ships. If you do most of your damage into enemy weapons, you're dealing 4 damage into weapons, and assuming you can reach both weapons and shield with both beams, you're dealing only 2 damage in shields, so they will still have 3 shields, which means you cannot deal damage until you get hacking again. And that's pretty bad. No, it's not good here. Like, the whole beam... It would be worth it if I had an Albert. If you have Albert, then yes, because you're dealing way more damage, probably one-shotting most ships, and the spot is just not. We'll replace mini-beam with all beam. Then you're going for a very minor upgrade, and it's like you're using... So you're using 70 scrap to buy the thing, 50 scrap to upgrade weapons, let's say 30 scrap for a power bar, just to, on average, deal 2-3 more damage. It's just not worth it. It's also a bit slower. Doesn't matter that much. You don't have the fire chance, again, doesn't matter that much. But hey. The mini beam is one of the best weapons in the entire game. Like, we can also deal damage faster here because we don't have to wait for the entire hacking to go through, since the beam, the combat drone is pushing shields down. as well. Now you're essentially getting a faster volley against for shields because of the combat drone helping with the shield removal. And it deals even more damage because the hacking will last technically longer. Because essentially they will remain exposed with 0 shields for longer if the combat drone is helping with the shield removal. Like, I feel like a drone control system, when you have drone recovery arm, it's very, very, very strong. So if you have the opportunity to go for it, I don't know. And we can get insane damage if we get another combat drone. Are you serious? Also, getting the drone control system opens up, like, we can get a whole repair and cheese repairs with that as well. A defense drone obviously is not that valuable once you have clocking and everything else high level, but still something. Second combat drone obviously very good. Especially when you have, like, we have 4 weapon power, so we can afford to put power into drones. It's obviously less valuable if you have already a strong weapon system. Of course it's not connected up there. I'm very tempted in going there and just dive, but I won't. Craftable drone arm in multiverse. Yeah, it makes drones playable. Like, I feel like in multiverse, drones are even better than hacking. Clocking is better than everything, and then I feel like drones is better than hacking. How much do we want the fuel? 20 scrap is pretty horrible, and the missiles are useless. You know what? You're dying. This is way better, even if it's only 1 fuel. But they can destroy if you realize you were low on fuel. I mean, I knew I was low on fuel. That was the only reason why I wanted the store. But no. Best system to have is engines. Yes, but you always have engines, so you don't have to decide if you want them or not. If somehow you could jump anyway without engines, though, I'm not sure if it will be the best system. I mean, technically you need piloting as well if you want to take into account the subsystems. Anti-personal drone. I could use it, but why? Your request. So we have a few attempts at getting fuel. Is there to handle completely missing a door subsystem? I mean, we have a ship at a place without doors. You know what? Sure. Okay. Want this? Do want shields? Could be engines and a power bar. Last try. Okay. The hacking isn't necessary, but I'm using it anyway. Okay, never punished. Rebel stronghold or pirate controlled? Let's go rebel. You have a good ship. We can get more scrap here. Advanced FTL navigation would be more viable if it was like that element in multiplayer where you can jump to any beacon in the sector regardless of being... I mean, it will definitely be better. Like, the problem is, in vanilla, you don't have much scrap. Like, because, okay, when you have to decide if an augmentation is worth it or not, I don't consider if it's decent by itself. With worth it, I consider, is it worth buying? And in most spots, it's not. Like, even good augmentations like Reloader, in most spots, for me, it's not worth buying it. Like, it's a good augmentation, but that 40 scrap, it's, I think, most of the time better used somewhere else. Like, the only augmentation that it's... Okay, there are two augmentations that are worth it. One, it's scanners, just because it's cheap. Like, scanners does so much. It's very cheap. You know where the fight are. You know where the empty beacons or potentially empty beacons and the bad events are. You know, like, you have many blue options. Like, you gain so much with scanners, and it's cheap. A scanner probably will be worth it even if it was 50 or plus scrap. Obviously, it will be more situational in that case, but by scrap recovery arm early, it's a very big mistake. Because you're wasting scrap early for gaining nothing out of it. And early game, it's when you need a scrap. I think scrap recovery arm is the most J-bait augmentation in the entire game. I think that's the biggest bait ever. And it's mostly because in other games, using scrap early to gain an advantage late game, it's actually worth it. In this game, it's not, because the early game is the most dangerous part. So you want that scrap in the early game. You don't want to waste 50 scrap that you will get back like after 5 sectors, when the run should be already stabilized. You don't want to buy it. That's another example of another augmentation that it's fine if you find it, but you don't want to buy. Like, the second augmentation that's worth buying, it's bypass if you're playing a boarding ship. That's it. Everything else, it's either very situational or something that you buy when you have the scrap for it. Like, other good augmentation that can be situationals are, I mean, DNA bank with boarding ships if you really want to be extra careful, but most of the time it's unnecessary. Stealth weapons with certain ships can be very good. Reloaders, obviously. Pre-igniter in certain spots and stuff like that. Oh, also drone recovery arm. But again, the ships that really take advantage of drone recovery arm are very few. So usually you don't buy it regardless. Like, it will be good with NGA mostly. And other ships, it's situational. Lost a lot of runs buying recovery arm because it didn't upgrade. Yes. Like, in general, like, you want the scrap early game. I wish I could gain more scrap early game and lose scrap late game. Like, the reverse of a scrap recovery arm will be good. Like, give me 50 scrap early game, and I'll give you 100 in Sector 7. Stealth B will be a decent ship if you call it that. But you can't. That scrap recovery arm is fine if you find it, but you should never buy it. At least on hard mode. Maybe in other difficulties it's fine, because you just get more scrap, so you get the value way earlier. But on hard mode it's just not worth it. Oh look, a cheese drone, but we can go for it. Oh look, Albert, but we can go for it. Yeah, we can go for the Albert and have no fuel. Can we come back to the store? Sort of. Why not go for cheese drone? I don't have the scrap. That's why. It's very simple. I will buy Albert, I will buy the cheese drone, I will buy... I don't know, what else? I think there is even battery. Yeah, like this store is insane, I just don't have scrap. Would you ever use Ion Intruder? No. Like, Ion Intruder, it's just bad. Like, if you... Ion Intruder, it's a drone that it's insane in Multiverse because you can move it around. Then again, in Multiverse it's also useless because you have better stuff anyway. But, yeah. In Vanilla, it's just... It's too random. You fire it, it lands in a ship system, and it can be decent against certain ships depending on the layout, because it's way more likely for it to land in a decent spot. But the point is, you're using one drone part. Like, if hacking was not in the game, I think Intruder will actually be playable. It wouldn't be good, but it will be playable. But just with the existence of hacking, then the Intruder doesn't make much sense. It's something that you can play it as a filler in certain spots, and that's it. Hacking is kind of a P, yes. But it's a good thing for the game. It's very unlikely that I'm coming back to the store. Let's just buy battery. And too bad for the Albert. A bit more playable with boarding drone recovery. No. Because, like, you're not losing the drone part, but it's still bad. Because you don't know where it lands. Will it be better? Yes. Will it be good? No. Cheese drone. It's the whole repair drone when you have the drone recovery arm. Because you can use it before jumping away. And if you jump away before it finishes with the repairs, you get the drone part back. Like, it's sort of cheesy, but at the same time, it's very minor. Can I get fuel in any fucking form? I'm getting empty beacons, store with no fuels. Please. Are you fucking kidding me? It's my fault though. I knew it was staying there. Bombay passive heal but with hull. No, I mean... Like, do you know how the drone works? Like, you use it and it heals between 2 to 5 or 3 to 5. So if you let it go, you lose the... If you let it go and it just finishes the repair, you lose the drone part because, I mean, it's normal. But if you jump away, you recover the drone part because it's still active. That's how it works. I don't know if you're familiar with the actual drone. Because, I mean, drones... are not that played, so... I wonder why you can just have a border room filled with explosives. I mean, why can't you have borders filled with explosives, right? You just board, you detonate them in their weapons, and then you clone them. Easy game. But apparently you can't. You can Zoltans, but Zoltans don't deal damage to systems. I don't think I can save that. Ooh. I mean, it will take a while for them to run away. Please. Thank you. So many 4-star Zerd beacons this run. Okay. Never buy the system, yeah, null recovery is one I usually use less. I mean, it's expensive and you did no recovery, so... Block the ion shot as well, that's pretty good. Stealth weapons will be pretty good with this ship. I was so sure I had that. Not trying to look around, it's not worth it. Like, skipping fights, trying to get that fight, in the end is not worth it. Just go for the guaranteed scrap without trying to push the eye roll. I think it's just better. Go here first. It is if you need a weapon. I mean, if you need a weapon, like really need a weapon, and you're going against the flagship under construction, I mean, good luck. Fuel, maybe Albert. No Albert this time. Not even more drones. I guess this is my ship. Which, I mean, it's fine. I wish the store here was the one here. The previous one was way better. Pulsar time. Okay, they have only weapons. Why did they move? Did they iron my doors or what the fuck happened? Stupid iron. I wish you could still charge the FTL with the autopilot though. Like, why not? Like, you can dodge but not charge the FTL. Actually, the charging FTL seems like it should be something that goes keeps going regardless of the pilot being there. Enemies able to charge FTL without the pilot systems. No, they can't. They stop charging if there is no more pilot. Or if you mean if that change was in place, I guess. It's too late. Anyways, ever the best way cricket without sensors? I mean, yes. Like, you know where enemies are most of the time. Like, if you know the ship's layout, like, you know there will always be a pilot in a certain spot. So you go for it and eventually they will die. Like, if you know the ship's layout, it's not that difficult. Yeah, that's also without taking into account slugs. I want a weapon buffer. Need to remind. I mean, yes. There is also the fact that also I forgot to rename this ship for Foxnix, right? I'm pretty sure I didn't rename the ship. I forgot. Shit. Oh well. You can give your points back eventually. That's nice. Missile went down. After killing the pilot, another crew will move to build it. Yes. So you don't have to guess anything. You just do it and eventually they die. Very likely that we will take damage in one of these fights though, because we don't have much firepower. Time to tank. Unless they delay for 50 minutes because of their clocking. It's too late. I tried. Aim laser, I mean, it's not really an improvement. Yeah, we got the burst laser sector 1 and then nothing. We had the opportunity for the Albert at store, but no scrap. Nice. Missile down. Because I don't think I have repair stations nearby the base. Yeah, no. No stores. There'll still be a store here. Go here. Then we upgrade before the... Okay, that's an empty beacon. No store down there. I think it's like 20% chance of that thing being a store. What can we get? Shields, drum buffer. I think shields is just the most valuable thing I can get. Let's go phase 1. Annoying but fine. Okay. We should clock now. I was trying to push them out of there. Actually, I tried with just the Beans Vibe. Never got backup battery. It's very good. You just gain additional power, it's cheap, it's very good in Ion Storms, and if you get it early, just by buying battery you make the other systems like locking, hacking and stuff more likely to appear. Let's go here and try to get more scrap. And not take more damage, maybe? Could I even attempt this guy? Since we disabled the drone. Okay, nice. Good luck, thanks. Enemy should be allowed to run away in Sector 8. Why? Like Sector 8, like if an enemy is running away in Sector 8, then your ship is the problem. And you might not even be good enough to kill the flagship anyway. So, I mean, I don't know. Why are they trying to run away? Where are they running to? I mean, they can run anywhere. It's not like this is the end of the line and there is nothing else after this. Like in the game, it's like that, but they can run literally anywhere. They can run back to the previous sector as well. If you really want to put logic into it, they can be literally anywhere. I think it's good to put back a battery point into a clock so you're not trying to... Into clocking, it's okay. Into hacking, I don't like that at all because... So, if you take damage and you take damage into hacking, you lose hacking. But if you're putting the power there and you take damage into battery, you're losing hacking as well. So essentially you're losing hacking if you get it into systems instead of just one. Like I like using the battery for engines just because if I lose the battery, sure, I'm losing the power in engines, which is usually not a big deal compared to, well, losing a weapons, losing shields, or losing hacking while it's going. It can happen even with clocking, but okay, using the battery for clocking is fine as long as you have 100% evasion. You don't want to risk getting a hit in battery and then having a reduced clocking because of that. So phase 2 still, right? Yeah. Am I going for the other battery? Probably yes. I mean, other power bar. That's pretty annoying. Next volley can be horrible. Do this, then through here, sure. Okay, just 1 damage, wasn't that bad. Now phase 3, no mind control. I mean, most of the stuff, they're very minor thing that in most spots are kind of irrelevant, and there are other things like because okay, using the battery for active systems like hacking, clocking, and stuff, it can be very good in many spots because then you sort of like you take the advantage of the battery that it's limited power. Like if you're going for very long fights, it might still be worth it because technically you're gaining more than the small chance of losing that. So it's most things are still situational. Definitely want this. Where am I putting this guys? Is clocking really the best spot? I mean, they will push them here. Other systems are just more annoying. I could Yeah, I don't know. Let's try to like this. Remove that. Send this guy here. Go. Okay, good. It's too delayed. I'm using it now here because it's too much to switch the power back. Okay, fine. Sort of. Okay. I'm happy about my combat run though. To be fair, if I didn't buy the drone control system, I would have had enough scrap for the Albert, the next sector, but I mean, I still like my decision of going for it. Because I mean, let's assume I for some reason don't get that store. Then I would have had nothing else, and the combat drone helped quite a bit. So, if what you have is good enough, why risk to get more? PT 69 and 1613. Slightly below average, but still fine.